Hello and welcome to We Are Fin and our view from the top. Part of our series of talking to the top people, the industry leaders, and with me now I have Sheryl Bunton, the CIO from Gulfstream. Sheryl, thank you for joining us here on From the Top. It's a real pleasure to be able to talk to you.
It's my pleasure too. Thank you very much.
Now, we haven't interviewed many CIOs on Fin yet, so tell us about the role that you have with Gulfstream.
So for me, the role at Gulfstream is really what I would call the culmination of the rest of my career. I love it. It's a great company to work at. The role itself is very interesting. It's a great time to be in technology with digital transformation, Industry 4.0, bringing in different types of realities for people to work with. It's an amazing time to be in IT. One of the things that we have to do in the CIO role is constantly balance innovation with security. And that's another part of my job that I enjoy. And I think it's something that we need to take very seriously and find the right balance. What we have to do is make sure that we're approaching things where we're balancing innovation and risk, and make sure that we're taking appropriate steps into innovation without necessarily creating new risk in the environment.
And you touched on the fact that your role is constantly changing. The CIO role is constantly changing. Do you see that continuing as aerospace becomes more digital?
I think the role of the CIO will always be in flux as technology changes. I think they say now, the technology that you learn in university will not be relevant when you graduate. By nature, if you're the top of the stack for that, your role must keep changing. In fact, if you can't change, you're in trouble. So one of the DNA components for a CIO, I believe, is to be comfortable with change, to seek change, drive change, not for its own sake, but to keep pace. And I think that's important for every leader, but particularly your technology leader.
So back to the desk tomorrow. What's your number one priorities right now?
So one of the biggest focuses that we have is moving into digital transformation. So transforming the way that we work so that everything we do is higher quality, is constantly improving, meeting the customer expectation, making it a better place to work, making sure that we're driving higher value work and getting rid of, that's one of the great things about digital transformation. You can get rid of that rote work that we all have to do. We have to look up a bunch of things, and you have to copy and paste and move things around and maneuver through different systems. There's technology out there now that allows us to take some of that off your desk, run it as a virtual assistant. That is one of the most interesting things to me right now, how we can transform somebody's work and unlock their greater potential as a problem solver, as an innovator, instead of as a paper pusher.
And that transformation, of course, there's going to be some challenges attached to that. What are they? What are the biggest challenges facing you right now?
So I think there are different challenges whenever you do any kind of transformation. For digital, it really has to do sort of with the generations, right? So you have, and they aren't necessarily related to age, they're related to digital affinity. Are you the type of person who will never use a computer? That's the digital exile, and there can be young people in that category, older people. Are you a digital pioneer? Are you the first one to get the new phone, or you're the first one to take up the new technology, try the new app, invent something? Or are you a digital native? And this does tend to be younger people just by virtue of history. They can't remember a time when they didn't have the smartphone with the Google box to get any answer I need right now, right? So I think it's a really interesting time, but I think one of the challenges that we all will face is where do we fall on that digital affinity line? And that will be a determiner of success, I believe, as leaders and as individuals and as corporations.
Now, you touched on at the start how becoming the CIO was a path and a journey that you followed, and you see this as an amazing thing for you right now. Looking back on all your career, what's your proudest achievement so far?
As I think about my career, the thing that I think I'm most proud of are the teams that I've had around me and guiding me. I've had some tremendous mentors. I've had some really great bosses. I have one now. But I think more than anything else, it's the ability to create a collaborative team and see what that team can accomplish together. And right now I have an extraordinary team, and that has been, I think, really the joy and highlight of my professional career would be this team of folks.
Get out the crystal ball now.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most important aerospace trend that everyone should be watching? The one that you've already got your eye on, of course.
What's interesting for business aviation compared to the rest of aviation, so I want to kind of separate that out. Business aviation, we are driven by customer intimacy. The things that our customers require from us that they may not even know they want yet. So it's our job to think about human factors and future spaces. At Gulfstream, we do a lot to work with our customers, hear the voice of the customer, and make sure we're constantly taking in new trends and data around that. And I really think that in the future, that will become faster, and we will have to adapt faster. That as it, really all of this transformation cuts time out of the cycle. And that's the thing that you can't buy is time. You can't buy days, months, weeks. You can't buy those back. So anything we can do to collapse the process, make it easier, make it... I think anything we can do to collapse the process of feedback and ensure that everyone feels that true custom approach that you get with a Gulfstream, that really special personal experience, anything that we can do to make that more advanced is a good idea.
Now, everybody likes to know what's in the mind of our industry leaders. So you get home at the end of the day. What keeps you, Sheryl Bunton, awake at night?
So I think it's probably the same answer for every CIO in the world right now, and that's cyber. So we do a lot at Gulfstream. Obviously, I can't talk about it. So that is a continual journey for us. We make a significant investment into the cyberspace, but that is an escalating issue, and it's something that we continually watch and develop for. Every CIO in the world wonders, is this going to be the night when they call me? I have a very, very strong team, particularly strong security team, so I sleep more, but I think that's the CIO burden.
Sheryl Bunton, thank you very much for your time.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Now, you can get all our views from the top, of course, online right now at wearefin.com.